Some plants, like the one behind me, have been slow to sprout in this chilly spring weather that we've had recently. And arborists, like Poor, have not been the only individuals to have noticed. From seashells to trophy tops, a variety of donations are always being brought into the Idea Store. Volunteers stay busy sorting and organizing these items, and their efforts do not go unnoticed. All-nighters are a part of the college tradition here at the U of I, but it turns out that all students are not aware of the long-term health consequences. UI7's Darvon Foltz has more. As a vital asset to the wastewater treatment plant, Bruce Reeby understands the. It's Lent, and many of U of I students received ashes on the quad this week during Ash Wednesday. Inside and outside the kitchen, students and community members are making better decisions to better their lifestyle.
And a really interesting tree. They were just brought
While
back
conducting
over,
plant
to the
evaluations
US.
yesterday afternoon, certified arborist Michael Poor was able to assess the current conditions of various trees in Champaign-Urbana, and some were not in the best shape.
We've had a mild winter. This tree would be bright green right now. It'd have a full crown of leaves, and this winter, unfortunately, we ended up with brown leaves, and that means that we've had a hard winter.
Although spring has sprung, the weather is still inconsistent, with temperatures rising and dropping unexpectedly. This has had adverse effects on the state of some trees.
The buds had broken, the leaves had started to emerge and just started to expand, and then we got hit with a really hard late freeze, and so we saw a lot of tip damage on Japanese maple, pear trees, things like that.
Some plants, like the one behind me, have been slow to sprout in this chilly spring weather that we've had recently. And arborists, like Poor, have not been the only individuals to have noticed.
I am a tree hugger.
Local resident Joe Kibbe has had to deal with her own plants being affected by the crazy weather.
And the daffodils that did come up might have been kind of zapped a little bit last night by the snow. They're not looking so good, so I might cut them and just bring them in the house.
Having had years of experience working with trees, Poor is sure of one thing when it comes to tree life.
But yeah, I've seen enough weather cycles to know that weather, the temperature is a big factor over time.
Despite the unpredictable weather, Poor stays committed to the greenery across town. In Urbana, this is Jessica Lubin, UI7 News.
There's so many items, it's hard to place them all.
The Idea Store is unlike any other business out there. People from all around are able to donate unwanted items and shop for a variety of materials in the store. But what is most shocking is the manpower behind it all. Anne Rund is a volunteer that selflessly gives her time to the store and the mounds of supplies so that others can reap the benefits.
This is the greatest thing in the world for families, for arts and crafts supplies for their kids, because we have so many art and crafts supplies that cost a lot of money, and you can buy them for practically nothing here.
From seashells to trophy tops, a variety of donations are always being brought into the Idea Store. Volunteers stay busy sorting and organizing these items, and their efforts do not go unnoticed. Haizad Irani is a regular customer and always says good things about his shopping adventures.
The volunteers are great. They help you with whatever you're looking for, and every time you're in here, it's a whole new experience.
Quite a few supplies, right?
Rund is very passionate about her work at the store, and for this reason, she helps out on a regular basis.
I support the arts in every way I can, and this is one way I can do it easily, a couple hours a week.
Rund is just one of the volunteers at the Idea Store who are essential to its success. Without them, it would be difficult to keep the store's mission alive. In Champaign, this is Jessica Lubin, UI7 News. Urbana-Champaign Sanitary District's main responsibility is to treat all of the wastewater that is used by the community every single day of the year. Bruce Reeby is the lab supervisor of the Northeast plant located in Urbana, and he describes the important role he has at the district.
Well, I supervise 2 laboratory technicians. They collect samples from both plants, analyze those samples, and check to make sure that the processes are operating correctly.
Reeby's work at the sanitary district clearly ensures that the maximum amount of effort is being put forth for all of the community served.
So we're to make sure that the water we're putting out is the best water possible to send to both receiving streams.
As a vital asset to the wastewater treatment plant, Bruce Reeby understands the importance of his job to the public's health and safety. In his past 25 years of experience, however, he hasn't forgotten the satisfaction he feels after a hard day's work.
That if it was coming in and doing the same thing every day, it might get to be a little boring, but it does change.
It's just a snake, a rubber stake. To help
We have
keep
team
her
meetings so
place.
everybody
Snake.
communicates well. Makes it an enjoyable place to work.
As a fellow employee of the district, the Director of Administrative Services, Kim Lytle, shares similar views on working at the wastewater plant.
But in general, they understand what we're doing and they understand the importance of what we're doing, and they work well together. We have a very strong work ethic here.
Bruce Raby will continue to labor for the Champaign and Urbana communities, and the sanitary district will always represent a modest yet significant part of everyday life in these towns. This is Jessica Lubin for UI7 Newsbreak. Law enforcement will be out this year on unofficial St. Patrick's Day. They will be handing out citations to those who are public disturbances throughout the day. The number of citations decreased over the years. Last year, they handed out 210 citations, down a lot from 2012, where they handed out 310. In 2011, citations reached a record high of 364. A citation on unofficial ranges from $120 to $360. 6 University of Illinois students are at the starting line of a race across Europe. The Red Bull Can You Make It Challenge begins today with 100 teams from across the world ready to win. They are competing to cross the finish line by 5 p.m. in Berlin on April 11th. The catch is the teams can only exchange cans of the drink for currency. The starting points are located in London, Milan, Paris, and Vienna. Each team begins the race with 24 cans. In order to get more for cash, the teams must complete checkpoint challenges at 6 of the 30 checkpoint stops around Europe before crossing the finish line. The students' abilities will be tested to win Red Bull benefits for an entire year. Now that the men and women's basketball regular seasons are coming to a close, renovations on the State Farm Center have begun today. Governor Pat Quinn visited U of I and 2 other Illinois universities today to discuss his plans to increase scholarship funding. The governor's annual budget proposal includes an increase of $50 million for the Monetary Award Program, or MAP.